Hello and welcome to the Rest is Football with Alan Shearer, Micah Richards, who's in the front room with me, and me, Gary Lineker. Which is a great pleasure because, Alan, you've been working for PLP.
Yep.
Micah, you've been working for hours and hours. And in all sorts of different places. So this is the third place you've been today to broadcast something.
Honestly, I've earned my money today. I know that much.
Yeah.
Firstly, where did I start? I started at the Sky Studios. We was doing, what do you call it, a multi-game? Is that right?
Yeah, there were 3 games going on, weren't there?
4 games.
4, of course.
It was 4 games. What are you laughing at?
Oh, what do you call it? Multi-game. Yeah, it's 4 games. Yeah.
I tell you what, there's a show like that does lots of games on a Saturday night. Can't remember the name of it.
Hey! You lost your memory already.
Oh, yeah. Match of the day, that's it.
Anywho, and then I went to Brentford, Man City. I went on an electric bus. It's just down the road from Sky, isn't it?
Bus.
Yeah, if you'd look at my social media, you would see I went from
I was
Sky.
busy watching you all day. I don't watch your social media as well. It's way too much.
Do you think I'm on TV too much, guys? Honest to God, what's going on?
Yeah, we're fed up with you. What was the sense of, other than trying to protect the environment, you went on an electric bus? Was that for filming or for...
He went to the studio, to the ground.
Yes, I needed transport to get to the ground, Alan.
Okay.
You know, we're trying to protect the planet and all that, so electric bus.
Good effort.
Nice.
Good effort.
I sense danger, by the way, with you two. He's in your front lounge. I sense a red wine later on, lads.
You know what?
He's off the drink, and I opened a really nice bottle out, you can see here. He's off the drink.
On a serious note, Al, I put on too much timber. And what I was doing...
I was beginning to think that, actually. I was thinking that myself.
It's horrible, isn't it? It's horrible. And what's happening? I'm drinking, and I'm not going and doing my exercise the next day. I had a problem with my back. I had the epidural injection.
Oh, yeah. What happened to your back? Because you missed the last episode because of your back.
So my back's basically finished. So I had an epidural. Well, not finished. Maybe I'm overreacting a little bit. But I'm in
we're the old ones here. We're the ones that should suffer with our backs. Yeah.
My back's definitely worse than you two's, 100%. So I had epidural now. I'm not drinking. I feel great. I feel like I've got more energy.
Oh, no, that's not a good sign if you've got more energy. Fucking hell. Have you not got enough already?
So which games did you cover today, Al? Because there was 4 at once, and then...
Yeah, our main game at 2:00 was Newcastle Forest, and then we did Brentford Man City.
Let's start with Brentford Man City, because they played so well in the first half, and then they got the result, which is obviously the main thing for them. But, I thought in the first half, they're looking like their old selves. Now, I know Rodri got injured, and that's a massive blow again. Looks like a hamstring tweak, doesn't it? Let's hope it's not too serious. But then... again, when he wasn't there, I don't know whether it was because of that at all, or they just started to sit a little bit, or Brentford changed and made it difficult. A lot of long balls, throw-ins, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, they're certainly not the force. I look at them and I think, ultimately, football's about how good your players are. And when in the glory years, De Bruyne, Mahrez, people were there, weren't they? People like that. I mean, I know they've got Haaland up front, who's incredible. And we'll come to him in a minute, but just overall, and they have had their injuries and players out. But
I think from a City point of view, they have had a lot of changes over the years, haven't they? If you look at who they've lost, you mentioned Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah. To replace that, it's pretty much impossible.
Alvarez as well.
I would say. Losing Alvarez. And I actually think the younger players this season have done very well. I think Bob's, before he got injured, he was someone who I thought was going to go to the very top. It's taken him a little bit of time, but he's still starting in the team. Doku has been fantastic this season as well. But the difference at this moment in time is the relationship between Foden and Haaland. I thought Foden in the first half was brilliant.
Really good.
But Haaland, his work rate, and I know when we watch it on TV, actually being there at the ground, he's pressing a lot more. He looks strong. He looks a lot fitter. And he just looks aggressive in front of goal. And you two are both strikers, a lot more than me. But the intent seems different this season from last season from Haaland's point of view.
Probably fitness as much.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, when you've got him up front, Haaland, then, he's a beast, isn't he? He's like, as soon as Van den Berg went, in for the physical battle against him. There was only ever going to be one winner. Like you guys, I thought Man City were really good first half, but then I guess in the grand scheme of things, you go play in the Champions League, you go travelling, and all of those things, and then you have to go to Brentford on a Sunday afternoon, and they won. After what's happened this weekend with Liverpool losing and Arsenal winning, Arsenal going top, it was a game that Man City had to win. And it didn't matter how. Second half, I thought they gave that one chance away, didn't they, to Thiago when he went through one-on-one, and Donnarumma saved it. And there were a few long throws, set pieces, etc., who Brentford weren't very good at today. But yeah, I just think it was about winning today.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever see? I'm not sure we'll ever see Man City hit the heights like they have done. I mean, for long periods they've dominated the Premier League, and rightly so where they have. But I'm not sure they'll ever get back to that. Do you?
It depends on their recruitment and how successful and how well perhaps one or two new players come in and settle. I like Reinders. I think he's a really good player. I think he's got a lot about his game. But the wide men that they've had in recent times were so good, so good. And but I would never, ever, ever write off Pep to bring back and do something special, because remember when he first came. Yes, Manchester City were already established as a great club and a big club and successful, but he took it to another level along with good recruitment. Now, it's not easy to always get recruitment right, is it? I mean, you're going to make the odd mistakes, and I think in the last 2 or 3 years they've had 1 or 2 hits but quite a few misses.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think with Man City and Pep, I think it was his 250th win.
I know.
Yeah.
Premier League
quicker
win.
than anyone else.
Quicker than anyone else. So when you're talking about Pep, he's completely changed the game. I think it would be very hard to replicate what he's done previously. And will he be there for the same amount of time? Probably not. But I still think he's doing well with the tools that he's been given in terms of embedding the youngsters. If you look at Man City, Nick O'Reilly, who no one talks about.
I like him a lot.
He's a midfielder playing left back.
But looking very accomplished there.
You know what was really good to see? Because when you're in the box and watching the game, you can see the tactics a lot better. And it was really interesting what Man City was doing. So Brentford played a back 5. They went 5-3-2. And the reason why they went 5 at the back, especially against Man City, because Man City have too much, when they get the ball out wide, it's difficult to cover the whole pitch. So you try to make the pitch so you've got all your men in a line to stop that. But because Foden was running and going in spaces, they didn't know what to do. And the reason why they go 5 is because Reinders running through or Foden running through to stop that line of attack. But Man City just find a way. What they did to negate that, they would say, they'll put Nick O'Reilly into midfield, then their midfield had to come out, then Foden would find a little space. Then you had the centre-backs not knowing whether to drop off or engage. So it was really interesting. A lot of people say, well, Brentford should have had more energy, but it was very difficult because they couldn't get the ball back. And watching Man City in that first 45 minutes, I was thinking, this is one of the best performances I've ever seen live, if you actually watch it tactically. But it's just, they couldn't do it in the second half.
Second half was very different. In fact, the second half was pretty dull, wasn't it?
It was very dull.
They were someone got booked for time wasting for the throw-in with 5 or 6 minutes to go, didn't they? So, they weren't hanging on, but it was nowhere near as good as it was in the first half. But 3 points, that's what they needed, and that's what they got.
Yeah, I loved the interview after with Erling Haaland, and he came. You wouldn't have seen it because you were working on PLP, but he came over with Chappers and yourself and Jamie, and he was saying, for your strength and your thing. He said, well, the thing is, the first minute he starts pushing me and grabbing me, and he said, I felt a bit tired before the game, but then I thought, right. Basically, you didn't say this on air, but fuck you.
That's what his eyes said, didn't they? I could see in his eyes.
And I know that feeling as well. Sometimes you think, oh, right, you want to have a go, like, you want to play physical, do you?
Well, he shouldn't have done it.
Don't play physical.
He shouldn't have done it because he's turned into a machine, didn't he?
Yeah.
He turned into a machine.
He really did. But a good win for Manchester City. Newcastle, Al. Hey,
They're
it's
back.
been a
They're
good
back.
week.
It's been a good, really
look
good
how
week.
happy he is. You're a disgrace, you are. You know that. You're supposed to be an impartial pundit.
I'm always impartial.
You're only happy when Newcastle are doing well. Come on.
I'm always impartial. You know that. I'm never biased, Mike. I always tell it how it is. Yeah, it was a pretty dull game in the first half, but second half, kicking down the hill towards the Gallagher, Newcastle were much better, created the better chances, and they were a much better team, deserved to win it. And yeah, Bruno Guimaraes, brilliant goal. Good goal. He won the ball as well. From Gibbs White, I think it was. They wanted a foul. It wasn't a foul. And then he won the penalty as well, which Woltemade stuck in. So it's been a really good week for Newcastle.
Apparently he scored in his opening 3 home games, Alan.
What a record that is. Amazing, eh?
You know it pains me. You know it pains me because yesterday when I was watching Match of the Day, you were outstanding. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, I've got to give him credit tomorrow on the pod. I was thinking,
now we've got to give him some more credit.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realise that.
You know what I've noticed? When Newcastle not playing, you're the best pundit in the world. When Newcastle are playing, you're the worst. I've noticed. That's what it is. That's what it is. I've noticed.
Oh, I love it. Brilliant.
He should be
What have you got, Gaz? What have you got? You hate to say what? What are you coming
know
up
damn
with?
well what I've got here, don't you? don't even pretend, Al. I know what. Right, okay. So Woltemade, 3 in his first 3 home games. Not many people have done that. In fact, only 3 have done that. Les Ferdinand scored in his first 6 home games. Anyway, let's move on to Everton against
6 home games. 6 home games Les Ferdinand did he?
Moving on swiftly, Gas. Go on.
I'll tell you what, and somebody called Alan Shearer apparently scored in his first 15 home games. I mean, I have to say, Alan, that's mental.
That is impressive, Micah. Come on. 15 home games.
I tell you, did you ever pass to anyone?
Actually, no word of a lie. Steve Bauer, who was presenting PLP, said, someone has done slightly better than that. And he looked at me and I went, honestly, I promise you, I haven't got a clue how many. And it was him that told me. Yeah, I didn't have a clue. I really didn't know it was 15. But I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with myself.
Well, we're impressed too, Al.
How many pens are in there?
Do they not count, like?
How many pens?
They don't count.
What does that matter? They scored a pen today.
They don't count, like. How many pens?
I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, he knows exactly.
Before we move, we need to change the subject. This is very irritating.
Absolutely.
This not the greatest start for Ange Postecoglou. Apparently, well, if you listen to rumours, but rumours are everywhere. But he's under the cosh already.
They didn't offer a lot today, I have to say. Sometimes as a manager, you go into a football club or you get a job because it's a mess. Whereas it's quite different with Ange going in. They had a really successful season for Forest last season, and they've got some really talented players.
They've not won a game yet.
Not won a game yet, and they were pretty poor today. Normally, you see. Everything's sort of built around Chris Wood, and it goes up to him quickly, and they break quickly, and they sit and be compact, and then all of a sudden you get 4 or 5 hitting teams on the break. I haven't seen that with Forest under Ange as yet.
No, they've got some toughish looking fixtures to come. They've got Chelsea, then Porto, Bournemouth, and Manchester United. Actually, I don't know why I think that's tough. That's a joke, United fans. Just kidding.
Don't upset United fans.
No.
Don't upset them.
No, not
especially
after a win.
They've had a good weekend.
Not after a win. I watched actually Everton Crystal Palace, which was a really good game. Palace were terrific in the first half, particularly. Everton much better. He made a few changes, David Moyes, and they came back and won it right at the death, with which broke that incredible run of Palace, which was 18 games undefeated. And Jack Grealish, fair play, he put his foot in and it was smashed onto his leg and it went in. Jack's so likeable.
Oh, yeah.
He did a lovely interview after the game and he said, well, I'm not sure it even should count. Does it count as a shot? He said, but it was a good point. And then at the end, he said, I can see you, looks like I've won the man of the match, but I think Wharton should have won man of the match because he said he was easily the best player on the pitch. He's a player. He can play. Why is he not in the England squad? Why is he not? Especially at the moment, they're short of midfield players because obviously you've got a few injured, but no Bellingham and Palmer and one or two others. Well, I don't understand it.
The only thing I would say on this is, are you going to be bothered if you're not in the England squad right now? No. You want to be in before the World Cup. Well, that is priority. He's had his injuries, Wharton. I think 100% agree with you. He's amazing. We've talked about him even on Match of the Day last season. He's incredible in what he does. And he's got a specific position where a lot of other players don't want to do. He's happy to hold, but he can also play the ball forward with quality. But I don't think it's a massive issue right now, although I agree with you. It should have been. But just, the news when it broke.
I sense he will be. If he stays fit this season, 100%. I sense he will be very close because he's the sort of player England need and have lacked in a way. Anderson also has come in and done very well of late. So,
do you think because of the opposition, it's the timing for the manager? He may feel it's right that he can make a point and leave big name players out and say, this is the standard to setting, guys. You either get to it or you're not going to be involved.
Like he's done with Bellingham and Foden, possibly. Well, Bellingham's only just coming in. He's been sub for Real Madrid. He's easing his way back. He also might be being really clever here, He might be leaving some of these big players out thinking, there's a lot of football being played at the moment. These are games that, England are going to qualify, no problem. You're playing against teams that are, with all due respect, not particularly strong. So he might be thinking, right, which for me is savvy. If he's doing that, but he's not going to say it either, quite rightly so. But I don't know, maybe.
I just like the fact that he makes a decision and he stands by it. Other England managers will make excuses. This is his team. He wants to see other players deal with it. And I like that attitude. That is the attitude that could win you a trophy. Forget the outside noise. This is what I want to do and have conviction. And I like that about him. And the players know they should be in the squad, but they've got to start playing consistently well and they will get back in the squad.
I thought Palace played, going back to the game.
Had chances, didn't they?
Oh, Mateta should have put it to bed, really. Missed a couple of sitters, which
have.
he's not
Sarr
like him.
Had one as well.
Sarr as well. Had Munoz hit one and keeper made a brilliant save. Munoz scored, actually. I've got him in my team.
Have you got him in your team?
Yeah, I was quite pleased with that. It's been quite a good weekend, apparently, for someone, hasn't it, with fantasy?
Yeah, I've enjoyed this weekend, lads. I think I'm back. My team has been rather successful this weekend.
Yeah. Still bottom though, aren't you?
Am I? I haven't had a look. I'm not taking your word for it.
Only out of us you are, but you've closed the gap a bit.
All right, okay.
Just a quick one before I move on. How did Tyler Diblin do?
He struggled a little bit. I think he struggled. He didn't really get in. Well,
he didn't really get
involved in the game and took him off at half time.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Okay. So I was looking for his performance. Didn't get much of the ball, and Palace bossed the first half anyway. And he made a couple of substitutions at half time. Everton were much better in the second half. Certainly deserved probably a point given their second half performance, but to nick it was a bit cruel, I would say, on Crystal Palace. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll discuss some of Saturday's games. Welcome back to The Rest is Football with Alan Shearer in the back of a car after working and grafting all day. And Micah, because he was at Brentford, just popped down the road and joined me. I saw quite a lot of football yesterday. I was filming all day The Box. Again, I'm nearly done now. A few more days to go.
Oh,
A lot of fun, but it's great because we've got telly. You know what? Non-live TV's right. You sit around a lot as well as working a lot. But so I've got it on my phone. I was watching the telly in the little place that I sit in. I saw the early game and the late game.
Leeds was an early game, wasn't it?
Yeah, Leeds. Let's start with the Chelsea-Liverpool. Again, 3 defeats in a week.
Yeah, problems. Liverpool definitely.
Yeah, I saw your stuff on Match of the Day, and it was quite interesting. You and Wayne Rooney doing it.
Yeah, I think. I as you know, I was in Istanbul as well when they played Galatasaray, and we watched them last weekend also against Palace, and they're really poor defensively. They really are poor defensively. They're yet to find a balance. And what would concern me is that they've brought Frimpong in to play right back. They've got Conor Bradley also in there to play right back. Bradley started, took him off because he's got another yellow card in the first half. They had Gomez on the bench, didn't bring him on. He moved Sloboslai to right back, moved Gravenberch to centre half. Yeah, they're all over defensively. And also he doesn't trust that left side either with Kirkes. And even Van Dijk and Canate, they're looking very, very shaky. They've got no protection whatsoever. And despite them getting off to a good start and winning games late in games, and we thought was a positive, it's role reversal now, and they've lost certainly the last two late on. But if truth be told, there's a lot of work to be done to try and find the balance. They're not getting the best out of Wirtz. He came on it just after half time, and but for one little flick, struggled to get into the game. Isak never got into the game. Yeah, there's problems to solve, and a lot of them at Liverpool.
Yeah, I would agree with what Alan said, really. I think we have to give him a little bit of grace period because they've had so many new players. And Slot actually said at the start of the season, like, they've lost a lot of players, so they had to replace them. At this moment in time, the balance is not right. It's the one I look at, and the obvious one is at the back. They're not great at the back. But it's, how do you balance Ekitike playing so well, but you've signed Isak for 25 million. Isak, we know he's a striker. We know he can play off the left. But Ekitike has done so well down the middle. Then you've got a problem with Wirtz because you want Wirtz to have the free run as a number 10. But Liverpool have been really good in previous seasons because of their energy. Now they've brought Flair into it. Then you've got Gakpo. It's fitting everybody in. And I thought Slot, he's a top manager. And I thought the players would fit in seamlessly. And that's why I thought Liverpool would be the favourites. But at this moment in time, it's not working. And it's not just because of the last 3 games. This has been from the start of the season. I remember that the first game, or one of the first couple of games against Bournemouth, and Semenyo tore them apart. And it's only moments in games for Liverpool, because they've got quality players, we're seeing them through. And it's not a crisis by any means, but it's just getting all them top players to gel together.
I think also in terms of creativity as much as anything else, I think they're really missing Trent. I think before that they would, sometimes Trent would go forward and obviously they get perhaps exposed defensively and people go on about, but defensively. But what he gives you going the other way is very impossible to replace. There is not another player I can think of in world football that plays that position in the way that he plays it offensively. And I think Mo's missing him. I think that connection that they had, and yes, sometimes they get exposed behind, but they'd have someone try and cover that position. Last season, it was mostly Szoboszlai. Previous to that would be Jordan Henderson, and they'd cover because they know, but you've got to say it's worth his weight in gold going forward. And I always used to say, stop worrying about him making the odd tiny mistake defensively, because what he gives you the other way is just like, it's incredible.
So good,
so good.
Can I ask you guys a question as strikers? Because I was watching the game, and Liverpool in previous seasons, going back to Salah, Firmino, and Mane, Firmino almost sacrificed himself a little bit for the good of Salah. But when Isak plays, he wants to score. When Salah's going through, he wants to score. And on the left-hand side, it's not quite working. Gakpo come on and does all right. But it seems like the balance. So when you played, and I know it was different, you played 4-4-2, but you still had a strike partner. You would know what they're the best at, and you would work off each other. But when everyone wants to score, it becomes different, doesn't it?
Well, I think everyone wants to score anyway, in a way, but I totally understand what you're saying. But I also think that Isak's perfectly capable of dropping in. I mean, he's a very, very good footballer, and you can see him, he gets into wide positions sometimes. I don't think he's a selfish, I need to score player. I mean, Haaland would Haaland lives for goals. I think Mo Salah lives for goals, or assists as well at times. And Alan would have done, and I would have done. And I think Isak has that in him. And I think probably Ekitike probably does as well, but he can also drop in. So it's about getting the balance as a player. And it is different because when if I played up front with Alan, you'd have to be give and take. But you still, you want to be the goal scorer, you want to be the hero, you want to get in positions to score goals. But ultimately, it's a team game, and you do accept that sometimes you have to do a little bit for the side, and it's give and take. If I was playing with Alan, which we did once against France, for England, we both scored, Micah.
We did.
In that, so I was chuffed for him. But
did you pass to him?
Don't be silly.
Exactly.
But I was really chuffed when he scored, but I wasn't as chuffed as when I scored. No, but
that is right, though, isn't it?
It's true.
It's natural, it's natural. For years now, everything at Liverpool, or most things, has been around Salah, and rightly so, because when you're scoring 25, 30, 35 goals, then you can get away with certain things. But there's so much going on at Liverpool at the minute in terms of trying to get Isak in, or Wirtz in, or Ekitike in, or trying to find the balance of which fullback he gets in, then to give them a little bit more protection when Mo doesn't track back. And he's suffering a little bit as well at the minute. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt. But they're only 1 point off the top. So.
I know.
Yep.
It's all relative, isn't it? But we must have a word on Chelsea. I mean,
brilliant.
Really
Caicedo, oh my God.
Oh, how good was he?
He was absolutely magnificent. He really was. It was the perfect midfield performance. It had everything. Superb he was.
We knew what Caicedo was capable of, though, didn't we? When he was at Brighton, it was only a matter of time. He's
gradually
exceptional.
improved, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I think you're always going to improve when you're playing with better players. I mean, he stood out like a sore thumb at Brighton, didn't he? But in terms of what he's added to this Chelsea side, he's got absolutely everything. He's so calm on the ball, can play a pass, can run into the box. But not just Caicedo. I've been impressed with Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah,
the way he's making runs into the box, he always seems to be there.
World Cup winner.
World Cup winner, Enzo. But I mean, he's got such confidence, because there was a little bit of debate. People didn't know quite what he was. Is he a holder? Is he a number 8? Is he a number 10? But he's got a little bit of everything with real quality, and he's a leader as well. So I've been really impressed with the both of them, to be honest.
Esteval coming in.
Esteval.
Wow, yeah.
He's got something, hasn't he?
Bit of
Looked
samba.
tricky, didn't he?
Got a bit of
samba.
Well, you can do that. Don't ask me to samba. He's got something. And I tell you, I don't quite sure I see him. Ichempong.
Oh, yes.
He did well, didn't he?
Teenager. I know, it was a shame he went off injured in the end, but I mean, very assured, young.
Brilliant.
First time I've watched him in a big game, and I thought, we like that.
Yeah, when you consider the injuries, particularly defensively, that Chelsea had, for him to come in and step up like he did. I was impressed with him. He had a good game.
Both the centre halves turn off.
I was impressed, but I put him in my fantasy that he didn't play for a few games, so I'm holding a grudge against him. But he's back in the team now. He's back. Achampong, if that's how you pronounce it. Well, he's not this week, but I had him early, because he played early in the season.
Were you on your bench?
No, I got rid of him completely.
Oh, really?
But he's coming back in now.
Right. He's injured, though. Be careful. I know these things work.
Cheap.
I think we can't ignore Manchester United because they won a game of football, and it's probably the one time you cheer Man United on, Alan, isn't it?
Yeah, it was actually, believe it or not. They deserved to win. I think they were the better team, and they were under huge pressure. He's tweaked it a little bit. He went 2 up top with Šeško and Mbeumo, and then they got the 2 goals. For 30 minutes, it was a much better team. And then Sunderland tweaked it, and then they went to match them up. And then Sunderland, I thought, came back into it a lot more, and it was a bit more even in the second half. But I think in general, Man United deserved their 3 points, so it was a big win for them for obvious reasons.
You know what? I'm delighted for Amorim though, because I did a big piece last week about the formation, the players. It's not working. It didn't work. Yeah. It was. I was honest about it, but some of the stick he gets online. He's a manager. He's a big boy. He can deal with it. But
He's got a very nice demeanour.
Yeah, but I believe he's a good coach. Yeah. I just don't believe he's got the players to do what he wants to do. It's as simple as that. So to see them getting a win, even though I'm a blue, it was good for him.
Okay. Right, I'm going to go on to Arsenal, and then I'm going to branch it out a little bit. Do you now think Arsenal, because they're looking good and their squad looks amazing, and you go back 12 months and you could look at their benching matches and you go, well, if they get a few injuries, they might struggle. But you look at them now and the way they've recruited and made signings, are they now, I know they're 1 point ahead of Liverpool, are they favourites now? I mean, we all tipped Liverpool at the start of the season. I mean, it's still very early, but if you had to pick a team to win the league at this moment.
You know what? I want to just ask Al a question. I don't know if it's like when you won the league at Blackburn. How did it go? Was you chasing or was you leading at that time? Because I think that makes a massive difference.
Last few games we were being chased, we were being hunted down by Manchester United, and we were under huge pressure, and we nearly blew it, as you know, when we went to Anfield. But their experience came into it, and we were sort of naive, and we'd only been going for the title the season before, and that season we won it, so it was slightly different. I'm not going to change my mind as yet, Gaz. I might do after a dozen games.
Yeah. I think Liverpool
I've been
sort
mightily impressed
out.
with. I think so as well. But I've been mightily impressed with Arsenal, and even yesterday that the way Ødegaard went off and the quality that came on Zubimendi, which then pushed Rice a little bit further forward. He got the goal. I don't know whether you saw the graphic that we had on Match of the Day that when West Ham beat Arsenal last February at the Emirates, when you looked at Arsenal's bench, there's only 2 players from the 9 that are left from that bench. And then you look at the bench they had yesterday, when they're bringing the likes of Zubimendi on, who cost, 40 or 50 million quid. That's the difference for Arsenal. When you look at their squad this year and who they've got to come in when they do get injuries or when they need to change the game and make something happen, that's the difference for them this year. They're bringing quality on. And they were 5 points behind a week ago. Now they're 1 point ahead. It's mad, isn't it?
I know. I also think that even though he's not banged loads of goals in yet, but he's got his fair share, Gyökeres, I think he gives them something different. He gives them a threat behind, which creates more space for the midfield and even the wide players. And he's aggressive with his running, and he likes to spin, and he attacks the space in the box. The goals will come for him because with the service that I think he'll inevitably get, particularly now Saka's back in the mix and looks like his old self after his injury. So I think it's quite promising for Arsenal. I think we might be in this season for a really good title race.
Let's hope so, yeah. Interesting.
So I totally agree. And the reason why I led with that question to Alan, I think they have the squad to win the league, definitely. It's just that little bit at the end, whether they're ahead or behind, the pressure, dealing with that pressure. If they're enough points ahead, they might not need to deal with that pressure. The experience could be key if it goes that late.
It's whether they get a bit Arsenal-y.
Well
Which brings me to Spurs, because they're in third place. Spurs. I mean, they're kind of sneaky. They're doing all right. I mean, if they got in the top 5, that'd be an amazing achievement considering they were 17th last season. But, it's a very promising start.
I think the big difference for Spurs yesterday was Leeds had more possession, had more shots, had the better chances, and they put Spurs under huge pressure at times. But I think what impressed me is how good Spurs were on the transition, on the turnover. They got the ball forward quickly. 2 fullbacks were great, I thought, in Porro and Udogie. And you got to give great credit, to Matthias Tell, because he's left out of the Champions League.
Hold on.
What's up with your face?
You're talking about transition and turnover. What on it? They've got you. Finally, they've got you. You used to say counter-attack or on the counter. Now you say it. And you said it yesterday on Match of the Day as well. I stored it as well. I thought, this guy, he's got some cheeky ass.
I'll say one thing to you now, Al. If I ever hear you say pocket of space, we are done, okay? We're done.
You fell into the trap, haven't you? The modern day pundit. He's even using those words now. Wow.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was really impressed with Spurs.
All right.
Great win for them.
You probably need to transition out of your car, so we better call it a day there. Alan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Good effort, but I knew you would as soon as Newcastle won. There was never in doubt. And 15 games on the bounce. First 15 games, he scored a goal. There you go. There's your
Thanks, guys. Great.
Okay.
What a great way to end. Thank you.
So you're more than welcome. And it's great to have you here, Mike. Are you going out tonight?
I'm going out for a little bit of dinner tonight.
No drinking, though.
No drinking. Go to Maze on Estelle. Have you ever been there?
Uh-huh. Ooh, enjoy yourself. Have a good
Enjoy,
one.
boys.
Cheers out. That's it for this episode of The Rest is Football. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me and have a great week.